keep going. Keep going. That's all we can do. Keep going. All right. Good morning. Salutations. All that stuff. So, I'm feeling good. You know why I'm feeling good? Besides that, I'm alive. Got some apple chunks in my beard. Because I'm alive. I went to bed really early, like 10 o'clock. I ain't doing shit anyway, and I need to get up early. And sleeping and waking up early is great. Start your day. But I just submitted my what do you call it? I don't know what it's called. I'll just talk it out. Last week I was working on all my training, online training, and I submitted the paperwork to get paid. So it's a great. It feels great. I worked, and in 10 days I should have money in my account. But it's gonna be a check, a stupid check, which means I'll be sitting there running to the mailbox every day. Did it come yet? But that's cool. So I'm happy about that. And I told my dad this morning that he has an doctor's appointment on Wednesday. And he was going to ask me about it yesterday. So I beat him to it. And then he said, I don't remember these things, but I'm glad you are keeping track of it. Because that's my job. Keep track of these things. That's what I'm here for. So that means he could kind of relax a little bit. A little. I mean, Trump really got him riled up. And I feel bad because Trump is Trump. Kind of like if you were, now it's different, but let's say you're really upset about Martha Stewart. You're like, man, she did some illegal stuff. She's going to get it. Well, she seems to be okay now. She did her time. She came out. She spun it. And that's how it works for certain types of people. They don't really get theirs until they get theirs. But anyway, all yesterday, that's all that was on TV. My dad usually listens to like the Bible Network on Sundays, but it was all political stuff. But anyway, this morning I had an epiphany. So I jumped onto Facebook. I don't be on Facebook. Instagram kind of pushes the videos to Facebook. But ain't nobody watching them unless they're like watching my YouTubes or whatever. But the people, like friends, family that are on my Facebook, they don't be watching my shit. But so I jump on there and I saw that one of my friends had a birthday last week. I felt kind of bad. I always think it's the 17th. My nephew's birthday is today. I gotta say what's up. But remember back in the day I used to do birthday shout outs? So one time I did a birthday shout out to someone and they never seen it. Because again, they weren't checking for my shit. But anyway, yeah, so I saw a friend of mine had a birthday and everyone's on there saying, happy birthday, which I hate. Because most people don't know other people's birthday unless it falls on their day, their mother's birthday, their someone's holiday. But Facebook kind of slaps you in the face with it and you're just like jumping on the bandwagon. Maybe that's only me. Maybe people love getting random happy birthdays from people they haven't talked to in 30 years. I don't know. But this friend in particular, the last time we spoke was on my birthday. He said, happy birthday. And, he actually came to my mom's wake, he was the only friend that came out there. So it was touching because at the funeral, the wake, whatever, it was just mostly my brother's friends, family, and then people from the military. And then for my sister, there was a bunch of flowers being sent from her friends, colleagues and all that. And then on my end, one friend called me from Japan. Not that I want to talk, but he called me. So it's kind of, And then most of these relatives, never seen them We don't talk like that. I won't say I don't like them, but we don't talk like that. So then I look over and there's my friend, birthday friend, right? And it's just like, it's really touching. And then anyway, so it was his birthday, and I saw like everyone, I know we have mutual friends, right? So then I was just thinking, one reason for my situation here is I don't like Facebook. I don't be on Facebook. And that's where people be, That's where you show your kids. That's where you interact with your social network. But I was on Facebook since 2005. That's when I went to Japan, and my classmates insisted strongly that I get on this Facebook. So what the hell's a Facebook? So I was on MySpace. So why I want to go to Facebook? And they're like, because it's the future. Well, they weren't saying that, but everyone was on it, and eventually they convinced me, and I was on it. And in the early years of Facebook, I did all that shit, like spamming people with stuff they don't want to see, getting into stupid Nah, I don't think I got into stupid arguments. Did I? Maybe once. I posted a picture of the Imperial Japan logo, the red, the sun thing. So I posted a video of that. And I remember my girlfriend at that time was saying that her friend was saying that's inappropriate. Kind of like a swastika. Although if you turn the swastika the other way, it's actually a symbol of peace in Japan. Maybe they took it. And she was really mad and like, I ain't gonna change my shit because your friend got an issue with it. It's like, but you... So eventually I took it down. So I went through all that bullshit about Facebook. And then there was the phase where, you got a friend or someone you just met and you're just like, my life is so miserable. I can't live anymore. And you'd be all nervous and worried. So you reach out to, are you okay, man? Are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm okay. But my life, this is actually, I cannot, because the feed, it pops up in your freaking feed and it's just like, and then the tipping point, there was this woman who I met at some show. She was an organizer or something. And she dressed like Cardi B. And she's like, the guys are always trying to get at me. And now it's not my place to say this, but again, it's the early stages of Facebook. I said, well, maybe. And I'm just giving her my 2 cents. And then she dug into me. Yo, you don't know how to tell me how to do da. I even had, and you get my point. So I had my feeling of Facebook, and then I just don't like it. So I'm off of it. Then Facebook opened up for the rest of the world. So I'd be regular people. And then the moms and dads of people started to come on there. And on the tail end, I saw like my friend's dad all like in the comment section arguing with one of the people who are under my video. So I got a strong distaste for Facebook. I was on Twitter when it first came out. Didn't like it then, don't like it now. Instagram, it's still a social network, but you get my point. I mean, there was even a point where I was like, I saw on the news that there's some war in some random country. So I'm up there making like a protect these people kind of post. I don't even know the situation. I'm just being one of those people. Every time something happens, they're changing their colors and we support, but interested, they don't. Anyway, so a very long time now, I don't like Facebook. I'm just kind of on it because at one point, it was the easiest way to reach out to people if I was in danger. Like earthquake, all I did was put, I'm okay. And, there you go. But at the point where I stopped liking Facebook, but the rest of the world, less people started to use it as I used to use it. I was a little early adopter. So, how that had bit me in the butt. People started posting very important, try saying that, people started posting important stuff. And I just wouldn't see it. Like a friend of mine, they had a child, they were pregnant, and that's where they posted it. I didn't see it, because I'm thinking they would call me up, you know? But they just posted it. And I found out way after the fact. And I kind of felt a little salty, you know? Good morning. Hey, doggy. I kind of felt a little salty, like, why did they tell me? But, you know, it's Facebook. That's how it works. Or events or other shit, I don't know about it because, you know. Then being home, I didn't like post on Facebook, hey. And that's the epiphany I had. Facebook ruined, it didn't ruin everything, but. Because I'm back from the era where you called people. You know, I had a phone. At one point, I knew all my friends' phone numbers. You call the house, say, hello, Mrs. Brown, is Tom home? Because we didn't have our own phones, you know? You didn't call my house because no one could understand my parents' accent. But yeah, so that was the epiphany I had. How to rectify it? I don't think it's rectifiable. I think I'm just going to delete the Facebook, which will make it worse. I do know that. Then I'll be really off the grid. But I don't know. It just, because I'm a creative, you know, so I create and I post stuff out there and no one looks at it. Those are my babies, basically. Every song I put out there is a baby. Every video. Well, these videos are not babies. They're what's in my heart and soul. I'm pouring it out. I'm just putting it all out there. And if you watched it, watch one, watch a couple, you see the theme, you would know who I am. You know what's going on up here. So it's kind of like therapy. So if you don't watch them, and they're not hidden, then that's my fault. But anyway, moving on. Yesterday, my aunt came over. And my aunt, I always say this because it's true. If my aunt was born in America, now things would, if my aunt was born in America with the same, which is difficult because being American, I am like different than someone who was born in another country. My family's from Jamaica. But my aunt, she's like the matriarch, like the head of the family. Like she handles all the money. If you need advice, she's the one giving good solid advice based on she did it. Yeah. She got me a job at the factory and she used to give me a ride there. She didn't ask for money. I didn't give her money. Should have gave her money, but I didn't. She never asked, but I should have. But yeah, aunt. Now, my dad's 89, maybe my aunt's 77. It's not like we hung out. I don't think she ever came to my shows. Maybe she came to the graduation. We're not close. But, you know, when I come home, I usually find my way to her house or she comes over. Anyway, so she's sitting there. And she was saying that one gripe she has against us who are born in America, her kids, grandkids, nephews, and all that, because we don't use the opportunities that we are given being in America. And she's like, she cannot understand why. Now, I made a video yesterday. I didn't post it. So maybe I'll post that and post this because they do connect. But basically I was saying, you know, if I don't have something to contribute, if I don't have something to contribute that will flow with the conversation, then I just won't contribute. Just, you know, shake my head, whatever. But she's like, I don't know why kids today, because it's one of those conversations. But my theory is it has to be this way. Like, hear me out now. If you're born with nothing, like you have nothing, like my aunt said she was sleeping on blocks of wood. Blocks of wood. My dad was saying he sleep wherever sleep catch him. My dad and his brothers and sisters, when they were growing up, there's like 7 of them, and their parents gave them away. They scattered them, and each one had different circumstances. And good morning. So now my dad, he loves to tell the story. My aunt, I never heard the story, but one day she told it, and her situation was so bad that my dad, who, had to walk 15 miles with no shoes, that story, he just kind of, damn, I didn't know. But anyway, so she's telling the story, and it's just like, and what I wanted to say, but, whatever. What I wanted to say was, that's what we, in a sense, don't have. Not everyone. Some people have some shitty lives in America too. But in general, I grew up in a house with a bed, 2 parents, and a roof, and food in the fridge. I never starved unless my mom put some food that I did not want to eat, and she said, if you don't eat this, you cannot leave that chair. And then I would just fall asleep, and then she'd say, go to bed, and I would go to bed without eating. But in the morning, I'd get breakfast, and eventually, my mom stopped putting that kind of food. And you say, what food was that? Jamaican food. So I would pick out all the peas. Like, I don't want no rice and peas. I want rice and some green peas. Don't put that brown peas. But if I was living in Jamaica, I don't think I would have been able to say that for long. But it's like, now, who knows what the future may hold, but I would love to develop this theory more to where I could, like, be giving TED Talks. Right now, nobody cares about my theory. They just, oh, I did it. And that's why I don't bring it up, because people just, whoa. But it's, because I believe, if we researched people who came through hardship, and then we contrast it to people who were born with the proverbial spoon in their mouths, we might see a correlation. We might. I didn't do the research. Because there's people with spoons in their mouths that do great things, greater things, like take Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. I don't think they would be computer tech geniuses if they were picking cotton. Maybe they would have been crazy inventors, because we had some black inventors during that era, but they didn't get the name, the fame, and all that good shit. But it's almost like a deterrent. If you have everything, you don't really want anything. And if you have nothing, then you want everything. Again, it's just, working theory. Like me, I didn't have much growing up. As I said, I had a roof and all that, but I didn't have like a Rubik's Cube. I bought the book on the Rubik's Cube, and it was saying when the Rubik's Cube came out, it was a phenomenon. It was on talk shows and all that. I never heard of it ever until Dude, Where's My Car? I think that's the first time I seen it and thought, hey. And then it, pops up, Pursuit of Happiness. But anytime they want to show someone's like really smart, the Rubik's Cube, and that's just an algorithm that anyone can learn. It's teachable. Building it, that was amazing. Dude built something he couldn't even solve for like 6 months. And it's beautiful. Like you twist and it makes, anyway. But yeah, so she was saying that, good morning. And I was just, because look at it, like early hip hop. All they had was the group around them, the circumstances they happen to live in, and the words that they had. They didn't have record deals in their eyes. They didn't have fame and fortune. They didn't even have the foresight, foresight, to know that this could take them to other countries. So if you listen to like who was it? I forget. Rakim. He was like, yeah, I didn't even, because he went to Japan. And he's like, yo, I didn't even know they were listening to me out here. But now if you take, now the internet shows you people, you can see their rise. Like you can see them go from nothing to being on a somebody's talk show, telling their story within the course of a year, it appears. There could be more factors, like, but yeah, so I thought that was an interesting conversation, which I would love to go deeper into with my aunt, but my dad was there too, and we already had this conversation with Pops. It won't go very far, because it's kind of like, well, kids today should be happy. I think my dad said that. We should be happy and everything we have. But it's hard because, you know, my dad had to like go to a river, get that water, put it on his head, come back to the house barefoot, put a fire, warm it up, wash off his body. Or maybe he was getting water for his mom or dad, and then he had to get his own water. And I just come home and I'm all like, broop, broop. I cannot imagine, nor would I want to, you know? But as I said, the conversation didn't go. I just, you're not, my era that I came from, you don't argue with people older than you. Now, not to say that older people are like the paragons of intellectualness. Because old people be stuck in their ways and some old people be stupid. But you don't argue with old people. I mean, we do. But and then as they were talking, I didn't ask. I might have to text her. I should have asked her in front of my dad, but I wanted to record them, do like a documentary, kind of preserve their stories. Because I don't even think if we did one of those, what do you call it? Genealogy websites, that we could find much information about great-grandma, grandma, because we were poor, you know? They were poor. So there wouldn't be any vanity photos, and they wouldn't be getting passport pictures, because we're poor. I think my dad was the first to leave his clan, come to America. So maybe his first picture would have been his passport, which I have, which my dad was looking dapper. He had his head kind of on a slant looking. You can see that he was a proud man. Same with my mom, man, when I saw her passport picture. But yeah, so maybe I can start documenting. I mean, there's pictures because, you know, all the kids got smartphones and all that. But recording their voice, telling their story, just to do it because I can. That will be a project for my great grandkids one day. Like, look at it. Listen to great granddad. I might have to subtitle that shit. That's work. But yeah. So being here, being in America, and people, I don't meet too many people these days, except people on the trail. But when I tell people, yeah, I used to live in Japan, their eyes get all wide and like, oh my gosh. They get all excited and they're just feeling happy. Oh my gosh. And they ask, why did you go? And 15 years, why did you stay? Well, you know the story. If you're watching, you already know the story. If I give them the abbreviated version, but here's the opposite of that, right? Now, I know everyone got different circumstances, whatever. But last week or 2 weeks ago, it's been that long, I went to the Boyz II Men concert. Dope concert. I was so happy to see people of all colors, sizes, and ages jamming out to the Boyz II Men. I was happy to hear them talk. I'd never heard them talk. I don't be searching to hear them talk. I was surprised to see that Wanye still moves his head that way. I thought that was just an earlier thing, but he still does his thing. More proud to him. But yesterday, in the same spot, there was another person. I don't know who it was. I mean, Ja Rule came 2 days ago, but I don't think it was the Ja Rule one. But there was a shooting. And of course, they thought it was fireworks, but then someone saw blood and running scatter. Like, that's America. I ain't never had that issue when I was living in Japan. Like, anytime you're at an outing, you got to worry about someone might try to shoot you. Like, why would you go out anymore? Like, you just sit in the house, like I do, but for different reasons. But just, how can you get comfortable? Now, I get it. If you live here, you just, you gotta live your life. And I guess the contrast is, in Japan, you got earthquakes. Like, you be out with a group of people, and next thing you know, shake, 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 and people die. I was a little scared when I first experienced the big earthquake. The little ones, I thought they were the funniest things ever. Like, whoo! The big one, yeah, that kind of shook me up. Because in Japan, you are alone. Like, me, I didn't have I had my friends and all that, but the government wasn't so kind to the 0.3% of us foreigners. They just kind of figured it out on your own. Luckily, I had a girlfriend. Otherwise, I probably would have left Japan at that moment. So, all right, you got gun violence to earthquakes. I don't know if they're comparable. Gun violence is person who's making a willful decision. Fuck this. Blah, blah, blah. Earthquakes is Mother Earth just saying maybe she's moving over to her side or something. Maybe it's a machine in the middle of the earth being activated. Who knows, right? But so all right, those contrasts. All right, Japan. Being there by yourself, being a foreigner, you don't know anybody. You're kind of alone. Kind of like alone, like this alone. Now, if you're like me, you'll find something to do. You'll just do it. Find whatever and, go into it. And I guess in America, it'll be easier to find other people to do something with because there's more people. I'm pretty sure if I'm here long enough, I might have these videos with I'll find a group of people who like to walk in the morning and talk. It'd be pretty hectic. Bunch of people walking and talking with their phones, making videos. Be interesting. But in Japan, it's a little bit harder. I know a few people left Japan because it was just that tough. They couldn't find their people. So there's a contrast. Food. I don't eat now. I eat the same shit every day. Chicken, hot dogs, and chicken patties. Good morning. Chicken patties, some candy now and then, drinking water. In Japan, it took a while. I was junk fooding it up for a long time, then eating out for a long time, and then finally started cooking for myself. Chicken. Fish, I don't eat so much fish here. I guess the biggest thing for me, contrast-wise, is in Japan, it was rare that a stranger would come up to you and start telling you shit. People who work with you might, because they like to harp on me about what I'm eating. Oh my gosh, you're eating that again. I'm like, dude, if you don't want me to eat this, cook me some new food. But I couldn't say that because the constraints of trying to be a nice Matthew. Or if I go out, teacher party or a work party or whatever, it's, well, you're not drinking? Why don't you drink? It's so fun. So that was annoying. But here in America, you get it from, well, technically you don't get it from younger people. Well, younger people are young, so they'll do it in a younger people way. But every angle, you walk down the street, someone is, like I was in CVS yesterday. Lady's talking to herself. And whatever, I'm talking to myself. I was going to give her some of that information so she didn't feel like she's so weird. But if she's feeling self-conscious about talking to herself, I can't fix that. I think everyone talks to yourself. And I'm the biggest talker of selves. I'm the biggest person. You know what I'm trying to say. So later on, she's at the register talking to the lady. And she's like, yeah, people on welfare, they abuse the system. They don't buy anything of importance. And I'm there buying a chocolate bar and Tic Tacs. So I felt bad. But if that's what I want to eat, that's what I'm going to eat. So, but yeah, people are just talking, condemning, making people feel like they're, or whatever, until you confront them, and then they're just kind of backtracking. Oh, I didn't mean that. In Japan, you don't hear that. You just, maybe they do it in their own language. Like, look at this foreigner over here. But I purposely did not learn the language so I could be in peace. Or because I didn't proactively learn the language, I had peace. I don't want to be that guy. You know how people rewrite their history? That pisses me off, especially if you know the person. And they'd be like, growing up. They're like, but you had the same choices. Like, I know this person who went to school, right? We went to school. They didn't do very well in school. They didn't apply themselves. They didn't try. They were busy doing other things. And then if you talk to them now, like, school was always hard. No. You didn't apply yourself, and that's why school was hard. A lot of things are not easy. Driving wasn't easy. I don't think many people got in the car, felt comfortable, and just like passed on the first test. And if you were one of those people, good for you. Swimming, oh, you're one of those people too? Okay, good for you. Finding your soulmate, oh, you're what? Because you know that person. Everything they did was perfect. First time, perfect. But everyone else, we kind of struggled, kind of knocked around a little bit until we figured it out. Which we should. I think that's what living is about. Learning and figuring shit out. Because things that are easy are kind of boring. Like, I don't watch sports so much. But in general, to be at the highest level of sports, you got to be doing shit that is almost impossible. Being able to focus when people are running at you. Being able to hit a tiny ass ball into this faraway hole. Like, those are skills that not everyone can do. Unfortunately, raising kids, teaching kids, educating kids, healthcare workers, that's also a skill that is not a job everyone can do, but they don't seem to get the same respect and reverence. But that's another story, another topic. But yeah. So yeah, man. So being here, I'm just like, what is this? It seems like they spray this, or the tree is peeing on itself. I don't know. I think it's sprayed. And it makes more sense than the tree peeing. Nah, because when I park my car underneath the tree, there'd be all this like sap shit on the car, which I don't remember that ever happening. I never noticed, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, man. Yeah. So tomorrow's Tuesday, and so I have so this week I have 2 therapy sessions. I'm a little excited, but when I needed therapy, like when I needed someone who's in this field to talk to, now I'm I got my little job squared away. Well, until I physically get there, because right now I'm just doing the training, getting paid for that. But like, it's hard, man. Like last night I was working on, so there's modules, it's like 7 modules. So I went 1, 2, 4. He said, what happened to 3? I don't know what happened to 3. All I know is I skipped 3 and I'm on 4, and it was really hard. Like, it's kind of cumulative, so whatever you learn in the module preceding it kind of comes up in the, just. So I'm on 4, and I'm just like taking this test, and I keep getting the same question wrong. It was like 9 o'clock, and I'm just falling asleep. Wake up, back to it. And I just keep getting the question wrong. I think it's because they ask it, they'd be like, is it true that it's not this? And then they'll re-ask it, is it true that it is not? Like, it was just confusing the way they asked the question. And it's a topic I never heard of. So I kept failing. But this morning I'm like, wow, I skipped one, which makes sense. Like, yeah. I don't know if I talked about it, because I can't remember if I started. I don't think I did. So these tests, they take 3 hours. These little tutorial session things. And the first one, it took me about 3 hours and a half to figure it out. The second one, now we get paid by the hour, or we get paid. The second one took me 2 hours and 18 minutes. These are supposed to be 3 hours. But I was just so locked in, like, I know this shit. Now I don't want to be sitting there anyway, pretending. But I don't get paid. If I could do it in 3 seconds, I wouldn't get paid at all. Because I get paid by the hour. So I was kind of a little salty about that. But, I guess that's a good thing. Because I said it's cumulative. So it's like, I remember this. Like, my brain was activated. But then you get penalized for that. Penalized. Hopefully they just pay you 3 hours per module but then in the event that it takes longer than 3 hours, you still wouldn't get paid extra time. So I'm kind of caught. But I guess it's a good segue. So my friend sent me a video, right? This little boy at some event, and somebody was interviewing him, newscaster looking like lady. She says, "Hey, are you here with your friends?" And the little boy says, "They're not my friends." And she's like, "Oh, are you here for the show?" They're like, "What show?" It's like, this is like the basketball. These people just won the championship. Like, I don't know who they are. She's like, "So you want to play ball?" He's like, "Yeah." "You want to shoot 3-pointers?" Like, "I can't shoot 3-pointers." It's like, "What are you here for?" "The food." It was so honest. Kids usually are honest like that. As you get older, you start lying. Actually, my aunt. Wow, I'm on fire today. I guess because I woke up early. My brain is just in sync. So when I came downstairs, say hello to my aunt, and she was like, "How are you doing?" Or how is everything? And I'm thinking, I don't like telling people my business. Like, you could watch all my videos and you could kind of piece together a story, but I'm not going to come out and say, this is my problem. Because, 1, it's my problem. 2, it is what it is. 3, we all got problems, and there's some problems that are worse than my problems, and there's other. So anyway, so she's asking me, how am I? And I'm like, I ain't saying I'm great or happy or life is good. I'm just, I told her I got my little teaching job, She asked about if I'm getting paid from the thing for my dad being a caregiver. I'm like, nope. She's like, oh, wow. Because that was the big selling point. Yeah, you get into the program and then you're going to get paid and da-da-da-da-da. But, and it doesn't bother, it bothers me. Because I just, oh man, that's another video. We're going to leave it on the positiveness. But, and then she's like, you know, I sometimes lie. Like my aunt goes to church. Not that people in church don't lie, but you know, she goes to church. Dad goes to church. So she's like, you know, I lie sometimes. And she's explaining that, you know, when people ask you, you have 40 minutes. If people ask you, how you doing? We tend to say, I'm fine. And she was giving some examples, like if she's carrying the groceries into her house and her neighbor's like, do you need help? She'll say she's fine. And then she'll wait until nighttime to come back and pull the groceries in. Maybe that's called stubbornness. I don't know. But that's if we had a crest, and I don't know the symbol for stubborn, maybe it'd be a bull or something. That would be our like coat of arms. That's the bull family. Stubborn. Because we don't ask for shit. I mean, I might have mentioned this, but when my mom was on her deathbed, literally, she didn't say anything. She didn't say she's in pain. She didn't say call the ambulance. She didn't say, she just, yeah, so, you know, that's our family. My dad does it too. I can hear he's in pain. I can see he's in pain, but he doesn't say, I'm in pain. And I guess that's me too. And I guess that's what the therapy may change. Because they didn't do therapy. They're going by their old coding. I'm trying to rewrite the code in myself. But yeah, so this little boy, he's out there telling the truth. But you know how they say the truth will set you free? I hate those kind of sayings because they're stupid. Now this may or may not happen, but it could go this way. So after the lady leaves and little Timmy's like talking to little Tommy. Timmy and Tommy are talking about Ted. And they're like, did you hear what Ted said? Ted said we're not his friends. And Tommy's like, oh really, we're not his friends? Well, bump him then, man. We ain't gonna talk to him for the rest of this event. So then Timmy's all like, no one's talking to me. But here's the thing. If Timmy, now I'll still be confused. If Timmy just met Tommy and Ted and they didn't talk, because Ted is from Tennessee. So Ted from Tennessee just met Tom and Ted and they didn't talk yet. And so in this sense, he's not their friends yet. Like he just got there. He's not lying. And now, okay, so Tom and Ted are not talking to Timmy. They got a grudge. So now it comes time to play sports. They're all on the basketball field and Timmy's excited. He never played basketball, but he wants to try. And now they're picking teams. So Tom and Ted are picking teams and they refuse to pick Tim from Tennessee because he said he can't shoot threes. But again, he was telling the truth. And all the truth got him is now he's sitting alone on the bench. Alone. And then when the basketball women come out, because of the women's thing, and they're like giving high fives to the kids and giving them like some swag gear or whatever. They come over to Tim and they watch the talk that went on. And they see that Tim, he's a hater. Because when they said, do you know the basketball team? Like, I don't. And now the team ain't giving Tim any swag. And now Tim is all alone because Tom and Ted didn't want him to be on the team because Tim was from Tennessee. So yeah, what did the truth get him? Nothing. So maybe after that, he's like, I'm just going to lie to motherfuckers, man. And he becomes Donald Trump. Or he just becomes somebody who gets really far in life just lying to people because he found out that the truth didn't set him free, it shackled him. Yeah. But yeah, man. As always, enjoy your Monday. I don't know if I'm gonna post the other video, because basically what happens, I go home but I'll post it. So I'm gonna post the one and I'm gonna post the other one later tonight. And actually, I gotta post the other one because I saw a deer, one with the little antlers, a buck. Are they called a buck? I don't know. But I remember this dog. Anyway, be safe. And tomorrow, Tuesday, we're gonna have the live stream 9 o'clock. These might be the last ones because I'll be working all that. But yeah, Tuesday 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. All right, peace. Good morning.